For WLCSports.com, I'm Matt Friedman. I'm here with women's head soccer coach Tony Pierce as we look forward to the 2013-14 season. Coach, team was 8-3 last season, the most wins for the program since 2002. You have a lot of your key contributors from last season returning. What has the confidence level been like so far in preseason training? Do you feel there's some continuity with this group?
Well, I think we've done a nice job through preseason. The finish we had last year was strong, and so that helped coming in. The players that we lost, were starting players, and so those are holes that need to be filled. But all in all, the incoming freshmen, some of the other players that weren't starters last year have stepped up nicely. So we'll see. I mean, you can't tell until you get to the game and really start seeing, how we perform. Tonight we have a little a scrimmage, so that'll be nice to see where we're at playing someone else.
And last season's team also had a really strong finish to the year. They went 7-3-2 over the last 12 games. Was there kind of the feeling that this team was ready to take the next step and compete to reach the NAC tournament?
I think that's our hope. That's our goal, is to get into the NAC tournament. And I think last year when we went on that run, it was the girls finding themselves, really believing in their ability. And every new season brings some challenges, but I think the girls are excited about the season. I think they're not, until we get out in the field and really see what we have against other competition, it leaves a little question in their mind. But all in all, I think they're ready, and I think the program as a whole is, looking for that next step.
Talking with head women's soccer coach Tony Pierce. Now, what are you seeing so far from preseason training? What is sticking out as the strengths of this team, and what areas are you still looking for improvement?
Well, I think defensively, we'll be strong again, and those are things that we need to do in order to take that next step to get into the NAC tournament, be competitive in the tournament, and so we continue to push that way. We have to work on our finishing and kind of things in front of the goal, just converting opportunities. Last year, I think we missed some of those chances that ultimately led to us not getting to where we needed to be.
Now, I know it's a lot of hard work for these girls as they get ready for the season, just a couple of weeks and then it's underway. What do they have to go through on a daily basis during preseason training?
Well, for our preseason training, we go twice a day. There's usually, in the morning is, a little more fitness, a little more technical work, and then in the evenings it's a little more tactical stuff, a little more playing. But the girls have to push themselves, and we find out kind of what they've been doing in their off-season training, if they've been following the program and stuff. And so far it's been pretty good.
You touched on it a little bit earlier, talking about the defensive side of the ball, where last season the women's team allowed a record low 28 goals. Do you see the defense as a strength once again?
Yeah, I see it as a strength, and I think it has to be. I think that's something that we will continue to work on, and because you have to play good defense in order for you to move forward, and defense really kind of wins you championships. So.
And last season, you had two all-conference performers. You had Emily Sawinski on the defensive side of the ball, and then Maggie Smith, a forward. What sort of progression have you seen from them so far, and do you see them as leaders kind of on each side of the ball?
Yeah, both of them are our leaders. Emily on the defensive side, and she's done a nice job coming into the season and kind of leading the way for the defense. She has just great speed and a knack to go forward and help out the attack. Where Maggie, she's recovering from a little bit of an injury where we have some question marks right now, and we got to get her healthy. But Maggie, when she's on the field, very tenacious, wins the ball for us, and when she goes forward, it's with speed and creates some problems for the defense.
Now, in addition to some of the key returning players, obviously you've had a chance to look at the batch of incoming freshmen. Have any of them stood out so far, and will they be competing for some heavy minutes?
Yeah, I think we have, all of the freshmen coming in, You know, they've been working hard, but I think Meredith Wilson, along with you know, Beth Westfall, are probably two of the top that, you know, probably see the most minutes. We have you know, Becca Schnell, who you know, right now I think the taking that next step into the college game is a challenge for her, but I think she has great speed and a good knack for the ball. When you know, you'll find her kind of out in the wide midfield spot. So we'll see, and then along with a couple others, you know, Caitlin Large can play in the center of midfield, and then we have Ana Perez, who you know, she's kind of an unknown for us, and she's done a nice job, and she'll see some minutes as well.
Now the women's soccer team will open the season this weekend. You have 2 straight home games, Friday night at 5:30, then you turn around and play again Saturday afternoon at 1. The short turnaround can be a real test in endurance, so how does your team prepare for that situation?
Well, I think, you know, the preseason kind of lends itself to that, where, you know, you're training twice a day, and with us being, you know, kind of on the short side of just finishing preseason, that'll help us a little bit. But obviously, our competition's right there as well. They're coming off of their preseason, but it should be, you know, if we have a good outing on Friday, I think mentally, you know, that'll help us going into Saturday. So.
That's women's head soccer coach Tony Pierce. Coach, thanks for joining us, and good luck with the start of your season.